So if you want a quick dish, mussels is a fantastic one. I always find that when I have mussels, whether I'm cooking with pre-cooked mussels or fresh mussels, that the stock or it's kind of the steaming stock that you create in the bottom of the dish is the best part of it. I've got some couscous that I'm going to drop into it at the end and have that couscous soak up that stock. So for this dish, I've got pre-cooked mussels. You could do it with fresh mussels, but the process would change slightly. I'll talk you through that as we go. So to start the dish, onion, garlic, and chili, sort of those classic flavors that start a lot of dishes. I'm going to cook it at a sort of a low temperature because I'm trying to create a braising stock with heaps of flavor. I'm going to build the flavor slowly. So a low temperature to saute our onion, our garlic, and our chili in. Now I don't want this to be too hot, so because I've got a bird's eye chili, I'm just going to use half. Get our pan on. Butter, a decent amount of butter to saute in, so probably 50 grams of butter. In with our onion, garlic, and chili. And once that butter's melted, I'll turn that temperature down, just saute that until our onion, chili, and garlic has softened. It's nice and translucent. It's become aromatic. We can really smell all of those flavors. And then next, our capers. So baby capers, keep them whole. You could chop them up if you want to, but I'm happy to keep them whole. We just want that to flavor the stock that's going in there. And then on top of that, we'll start to add white wine, which will reduce by about half, and then stock. You'll need, for the amount of mussels we've got here, we've got 1 kilo of mussels, we'll need about 2 cups of stock. In on top of that, then we'll reduce that by half, so it's nice, we've got lots and lots of flavour. And then finish off with some lemon and some parsley. And then once we've got the stock to the flavour that we want, then we'll place our mussels in on top of that and just let the temperature come up through the mussels. They're pretty much cooked, so they're ready just to be warmed through. I've added my parsley and lemon to that stock. Put my mussels in there, allowing them to get up to temperature. So that'll take 2 or 3 minutes. And then I've just put a couple of dollops of butter on top just to sort of add to the flavour, just to extend the flavour. Because there's really only the butter that we started cooking in, there's no fat really, not adding cream to the dish or anything like that. We need something to help carry the flavour. So a couple of extra dollops of butter will help because we don't have that cream. Now I've added my mussels in, also poured in the juice that had come out of the mussels into the bowl. I've poured that in on top as well to add that mussel flavour to that stock. And then the last thing we've got is our couscous. So once we've got enough heat in our mussels that I'm happy that they're ready to serve, I'm going to sprinkle this couscous over the top, and then that couscous will soak up some of that stock and it'll just give some body to it so that the stock itself becomes a bit of a meal. So it's almost like a mussel stew. You could at that stage, if you wanted to, you could take the mussels out of the shells and it would pretty much become a mussel couscous. But I like the idea of leaving it in the shell. There's something romantic, I think, about picking up one of those mussel shells, eating the mussel out of the shell, and then using that shell itself. You hold onto the shell as your spoon to sort of scoop up that stock and that couscous mixture. All right, that temperature's getting up there. I'll start sprinkling our couscous on top. So the good thing about couscous is it doesn't really need to be cooked. Just the liquid that it's going into needs to be hot so that it can soak up the liquid. And it doesn't soak up a lot of liquid, but it does just add extra body to a dish like this. A little bit more stock on top. Right, so give that another couple of minutes. Turn the heat off. Allow it to sit for 3 or 4 minutes just for that couscous to soak up that liquid, and then it's ready to serve. I would finish with a little bit more parsley on top, but this is a dish that, like I said, it's quick, it comes together quick. Mussels are cheap, so it's a nice cheap dish. It's one of those classic French dish, is getting mussels in a bowl of chips, eating your mussels and then dunking your chips, your French fries into that stock. Always think of sitting somewhere in France eating mussels. Either that or somewhere here in Tassie where we have fantastic mussels as well. So it's very romantic, I think, this dish. All right, like I said, allow that to sit once you've turned the heat off. Let that couscous soak up that stock. A little bit more fresh parsley on top of that, and then it's ready to serve.